So the special one is back at Real Madrid for the first time since his 3-year spell from 2010 to 2013. He's managed 11 clubs in 6 different countries. He's won 26 trophies, including 2 Champions League titles with Porto and with Inter. And notably, he won a historic treble as well with the Serie back in 2010. He was really successful, wasn't he, in Spain domestically with Real Madrid. And now we've had a look at his first match in charge. It was a bit nervy, wasn't it? 2-1 in the end. How would you rate his return to Spain, Troy, from what we've seen so far?
6.5. I think he was very much what I've become to see over the last 10 years of Mourinho. Very organised, hoping that his star players get him out of trouble. That's a bit harsh, but deliver and then hope to win. And I thought he handled the substitutions really well. So we got Diamande and he got Trent Alexander-Arnold. He changed the team around enough so everyone still felt a part of it. Yep. That's one of his big strengths for me, getting the players on side. But from a performance point of view, average. I thought, again, they're trying to sit deep and hit on the counter-attack now. Same problem everybody else has had. When you're coming up against teams now, well-oiled, well-drilled teams that are the PSGs, your Bayern Munichs, your Arsenals of the world, who all work together from top to front to back, you cannot go into a season with 2 unbelievably special players in Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. that don't defend. They don't work back for the team.
Do you think that'll change under Jose?
Why would it? They haven't done it any other time. Both players told you in this World Cup, I'm going to work hard. When have you ever in the history of football saw anybody else have to tell you how hard they're going to work? They know they don't work hard. It's in there. That's why they're coming out trying to get in front of it. They normally get away with it because they're so talented. They're so unbelievably gifted in the attacking third. But when you get to the point where we're going to talk about Mourinho winning things, winning the league, winning Champions League, all of those things, every team he's done it with before, everybody has bought in. And at this moment in time, I just feel that there's going to be a little bit of a frustration. And I can see a moment. There was a moment in the game with Mbappe. I don't know if we were going to be able to show it, but a moment with Mbappe, where Mbappe takes a free kick from a really strange position, look, miles over. And it's for him, it's not for the team. And you can just see, he's looking, going, that's not for us. He's just frustrated. It's because he knows, I have to keep this guy on side. I have to. He's going to win me games. But you have to buy into the team. His Chelsea team that was successful, everyone bought in. His Inter team that was successful, everybody bought in. No matter what, his Porto team, everyone bought in. You look at it now, and it's still the problem of Real Madrid of having superstars.
Could Mbappe be under more pressure to buy in, though, given the summer that he had with Real Madrid off the pitch?
I think for me, it's all about Jose Mourinho. They went to get him because he's the manager. As soon as he walks in that door, the players are going to have to respect him whether they like him or not. Jose Mourinho, when you look at him as well, he's not as animated as he once was, especially at Roma, when you guys were watching him at Roma, and he spent more time getting sent off than actually managing. So you could see now, even himself, whether he's had reflection, he needs to calm and change his approach, because he knows himself as well, the generation of players have changed. So what he used to do, to Troy's point, of the Portos, the Chelsea, and all those, and the Inters, those great teams, those players don't have the same mentality as this new generation. So an older Jose Mourinho would have been going crazy at that free kick right now and probably being on the sideline and having Mbappe. But you know what? He sat down calm. I think the reality of this Real Madrid is, good start. We're not going to know a lot about this Real Madrid or Jose Mourinho, how he handles situation, until they start losing games. When they start losing games and it's not going right, and we can see if there's going to be finger pointing, or he's not passing the ball to me, or he's not running, or he's not doing that, how he handles them in that period is when we're going to learn to see how successful he's going to be.
It feels
That's
personal,
the reality,
doesn't it, his return to Spain as well? We all saw the behind the scenes with kind of his start with Barcelona and how it ended. The players that they've brought in this off-season, though, Grella, they've spent so much. They brought in, obviously, Denzel Dumfries, we were just talking about, Inter, Cucurella, Yan Diamande as well, Canate, Bernardo Silva. He's got the squad.
Was it 115 million?
Yeah.
Who are the 2 best teams in the world? We just watched the World Cup, right? We saw Spain dominate. They conceded 10 shots on target the entire tournament. What do they have that makes them so great? They have a very clear identity of how they want to play football, and all 11 players play that brand of football, right? So being on the same page, I don't think at Real Madrid they have that.
The majority of them came from Barcelona too.
Okay, but yeah, to add insult to injury. But Real Madrid and Jose don't have that at this particular moment. Snapshot right now, they don't have a clear identity. Right now, it looks like 4-4-2. Like Troy said, we've got some of the greatest talents in the world. Let's see what they can do. And when we don't have the football, we're going to be really organized. And we're going to try to buy in, try to get those front two to run a little more. The other best team in the world is PSG. And what do? They got 11 guys that work like dogs on both sides of the football. Real Madrid don't have that either right now. So those are the standards that you said if you want to be the best. And Real Madrid, what defines a successful season for them is winning the Champions League and winning La Liga, right? Which they haven't done, by the way, in a couple of years. So they don't have those two things. I don't think they have the players, and I don't think Jose just has a magic wand to go and get the things that he needs to get done in one season. I don't see it right now, week one. I don't see it.
Just hypothetically, though, if he did, here's just a comparison of some of the great managers that we talk about week in, week out. Pep Guardiola, Carlo Ancelotti in there, and Sir Alex Ferguson, the great. If Jose goes on to win the Champions League this season, which takes him up to 3 in 3 different countries, and the domestic title, does that place him as the greatest manager of all time, Troy?
Ooh, 3 different countries as well.
Yeah, I think that element is. It actually ties it back to the Ronaldo-Messi conversation. For a long time, a lot of people said Ronaldo was better because he played in different leagues and done it in different leagues. For me, I think it's about rebuilding squads. I haven't seen that yet, but he would certainly be right up there. And just the fact that he's in that conversation with those 4 just shows how special it is, right? For me, it's always going to be Alex Ferguson. Maybe that is a little bit of like English bias there, but in terms of...
Just a little.
Just rebuilding squads. I think with Pep Guardiola, he's always had unbelievable squads. He's never really had to tweak and change a squad from it being, I don't know, 10th in the league to finish in the league. And I just think the way that Sir Alex did it, I think was completely different.
I respect and understand that. I think if Jose does do it, you definitely have to give him the crown. Like you said, 3 different countries he's done it in. But what also I would say...
The crown of what?
As the greatest
better than those guys?
I would say you'd have to give him that. My reason is this. Let me finish. I'll give him my reason. Okay. 3 different countries. And also, we've played and we've seen the generation change. For him to go through that old school generation to this generation now, with this Real Madrid team and what we're talking about the players to deal with, for the type of character he is, and to get him to win, you'd have to say, you know what, fair play. He's made a transition through so many different generations and achieved that. You'd have to give him the crown.
Amazing resume. He's an amazing coach, great personality, unbelievable charismatic. He's fun to watch even when he's not winning. He's on that list for sure. Whether he wins this year or doesn't win this year, which I don't foresee, but let's just say we're playing hypothetical games and he wins this season, he's on the graph with some of the greatest managers that ever lived. But
he's already been on
He's not undisputed better than those guys. Never. Undisputed. Better than Sir Alex Ferguson, very difficult. Better than Carlo Ancelotti, very difficult.
You wouldn't put him at the top, though, just in your opinion? No, not if they won. We are live on YouTube as well. We've got some comments coming in. New generation players are so fragile. One before that just said, was he the right choice for Real Madrid, the right profile to bring in?
I honestly don't know what Real Madrid want the profile to be. So
for what, managers? For
managers, because at Carlo Ancelotti, he was very much, you know, give the players what they want, put them in the best moment. The best players will turn up and they'll win. And they were successful. And they moved away from that because they felt the players had too much player power. Then they went to Xabi Alonso, who was crowned the next best coach of world football. He went more strict, more, you know, do this, do that, it's my way or the highway. They saw him out in less than 6 months. So what do they want? I don't know is the honest answer. I think Mourinho needed this more than Real Madrid needed him. I think
you think so?
Really?
Again, we have this. It's like what we just said about again AC Milan, Juventus. We talk about the history. Jose Mourinho is a fantastic coach. One of my favourite coaches I've ever come up against. Love the man. I have a lot of credit for him. The last 10 years haven't been that successful. Not as successful as the first 10 years. It's very difficult to meet that bar. But also, he was at Benfica last year. Really good team. Didn't win much. Didn't win anything.
The thing with that, though, is, Troy, is like you said, you know about Jose Mourinho, you know the character and what he's had to do with. When you look at this moment now of Real Madrid, he probably is the best suited manager for what that dressing room has. Because there is no, because if they go anywhere else, who else could go into Real Madrid to have dealt with that dressing room and those characters to get them to win?
Didier Deschamps. There's one straight off the top. Straight off the top. So, again, it's not... What I think the synergy and the similarities is the owner. Remember, he had that press conference at the back end of the footballing year where he was like, going after everyone. You know, you want to take this off me, I've built this, I've done that. He looks and goes, who's the manager that embodies exactly what I'm doing? If you want to take on the world, you go to Mr. Mourinho. He comes there, he goes, hey, I'll pick a fight with anybody, don't you worry, you know?
But I would
By the
say
way,
he
don't
did it
you
with
think
a
he did
similar-
it? Yeah.
With a similar group of players when he first took over at Real Madrid. So he did it.
But football's
already.
moved on. And also, when you talk about the...
Yeah, but the thing
correct
about
me in my ear if I'm wrong, boss. He never won the league. He never won the league.
La Liga.
He won La Liga.
He
Yeah,
La Liga
he didn't win
the
the Champions League.
Sorry,
yes.
wrong, I knew it was one of the two.
He won La
So he
Liga.
didn't win the Champions League. You
Yes.
just said that the mark of Real Madrid winning is the Champions League.
Okay,
because every
fine.
time they bring somebody out, they put how many Champions Leagues they've won.
But
Do you think
this
it's currently
right now,
constructed? Yeah, what's it? Do you think it's currently constructed? These are in the top 3 teams to win this year's Champions League. It's currently constructed right here, right now.
No.
I can name Arsenal, I can name PSG, I can name Bayern Munich. They're already, in my opinion, another level above. Already. And then you have a second tier of like your Man Cities, your Barcelonas,
Inter.
Yeah, you don't have these teams
Napoli,
that maybe
Como.
everything goes.
All right, let's not be crazy.
now you're going crazy.
But you get my point.
I get your point, but again, like I said, I think for me, it's when you look at Real Madrid, you listen to everything that's come out and the players that they've got, the superstars, and we know what it's like. They need to be pampered and wrapped in cotton wool. Jose Mourinho is the best manager right now.
Like working with her.
Exactly. But Jose Mourinho is the best manager right now. But I think I understand football's moved forward, but you've got to look at what's in front of you right now. This is what you did at Real Madrid. You said about Xavi Alonso went there, tried to go a different way, didn't work.
Yeah.
The players have the power. You need a manager in this moment to manage these group of players, to install some kind of direction of what it means to be a winner, where the players have nothing else to do but to respect him, which he's got because of what he's done. And also, the last time he did it, won the league, and he's created that generation of there for when they wanted to be successful.
Yeah.
After when Zidane took over as well. So I think for me, this works. And I think he himself, like you said, if you look at his antics on the sideline, he knows he has to change a bit